Hi, and thank you for joining me for another process video. And today I'm documenting a photo of me and my family and mum and dad when we went to a local restaurant recently. I just really like this photo of us all. I asked the waiter if he would take a photo of us, and it's just nice to have a memory of all of us there. It was a beautiful night, so I wanted to document it. So I grabbed this stencil from Vicky Boutin's Bold and Bright, and I'm just pushing some Distress Oxide in fossilized amber through it, and I'm just creating a base mat for the photo to sit on. I didn't really know where to go. I wanted to scrap today and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, so I just looked around to see what was in my drawer and things, and I found a pink paisley again and again sticker sheet. You can see it just on the left there. It's two 6x12 stickers, and that was the starting of deciding what to scrap with this photo. So you can see that I've just matted the photo onto white cardstock, or I'm about to, and I've sprinkled some water onto the inking just to lift some of that inking up to create a little bit more depth and texture. Looking at the final layout, I don't know whether that was absolutely necessary because you can't really see any of that. It's all covered by bits and pieces, but the thought process was there. And then I'm going to come in with weathered wood and just add some splatters of that as well, just to create a different colour on the background. So you can see the photo just to the left of the screen there. It's quite a dark photo. It's a very wood and brick building with wrought iron railings behind us. So it reminded me a lot of the, oh gosh, what's it called? It's an American Crafts. I've got the sticker sheet here. Cedar House collection that came out earlier on this year, and it just reminded me of those colours. I've scrapped a photo of our trip to New York using those papers and really enjoyed it. So I thought I would try and emulate those colours really. So I grabbed my yellow and orange folder of scraps and also my black and brown folder of scraps, and you'll see how I sort of do that. So first of all, I pulled out this, it's like a daisy print on a tea dye colour really, and created a mat right the way across the back of the photo with that. And then I found this lovely yellow tone on tone piece that I'm just adding. That's like the colour of the fossilised amber ink really, so I'm just adding that. Couldn't find my edge distresser. I need to go on a hunt for that, so I'm just using my scissors to distress the edges of each of the papers. And then I found a piece, this actually is from that Cedar House collection, and I'm just adding that as a small mat to the right hand side of the photo. I love building up mats like this behind my photos. It's been a while since I've done it, so it was a joy to be able to do it again using these scraps. So just adding that yellow one. And then I'm going to go into the browns, whites and blacks folders, and bringing that in a minute, and just find a couple more just to bring everything together really. I've got a lot of pale colours there, and I do introduce another pale colour. So here's that folder. These are the Hey Little Magpie 13-inch square folders that you can use to keep kits and stuff in. They're really handy, but I also use them to keep my scraps. So this is, as you can see, a beige with little hearts all over it. I think it could be an American Crafts baby. I forget. I think it's a baby boy collection. So just adding that to the top half. You can see most of these scraps aren't big enough to create a full mat behind the photo, but just adding a little bit peeking out of one or two of the sides makes such a difference and creates a real interest to that photo. So just that last piece on there now, a nice big chunk of brown. That was from the Wild collection from Simple Stories a couple of years ago. I remember that one. It's got, you'll see when I turn it over, it's got hippos or elephants or something on the back. There, you can just see them there. So once this photo mat's done, hopefully that paper will be dry enough for me to continue working with. So I'm bringing it back in here and just splotting off the excess ink that's on there. So that's roughly where the photo is going to sit, and I really wanted to use a couple of strips of stickers that were on the sticker sheets. So first of all, this one, I struggled with which way to put it, but I do end up with the scallops facing the other way. I just thought it looked better pointing towards the photo. And then I pull a gingham piece from the Cedar House sticker sheet and add that. So I'm not using the full 12-inch length. I'm just trimming those off to add some interest to the right hand side of the photo. And there was this sticker on that pink paisley sticker sheet that says "Here with you," and I thought that was just perfect because I'm here with Mum, Dad and the kids and Ross. So just realised that these absolutely weren't straight, so I'm just having to peel the stickers up and reapply them. So using my T-square ruler just to check that they are straight. I put this one a little bit too high initially, but when I bring the photo in I quickly realise and bring it down. And then I can add that gingham one back. So that's the basis of the layout. I also pulled in these Heidi Swap thickers. Gosh, I've lost words today, and I don't have many letters left, but I was able to spell out the word yum, so I'm just adding that down the edge of that scalloped sticker. At first I think of offsetting them against one another, but in the end I decided to go with a straight line, so I'm just bringing in my T-square and getting those stuck down. There we go. So then I'm going to find another sticker sheet to add the place that we were at, and that was San Lorenzo. So first of all, I'm going to stick my photo down, I think that's the next thing I do. Nope. First of all, I find some word phrases that I want to add on. One says "seize the day" and the other one says "make time." So I'm just adding those on and then sticking it down. Oh look, it's elephants. I knew it was something grey. So there we go, that's the photo stuck down. I'm just going to add a foam pad to that "seize the day" sticker because it's with all those different layers of paper, it's standing quite proud and I don't want it to slope. So just adding that there. So here are the stickers that I'm using for San Lorenzo. It's the beautiful Good Vibes alphabet stickers. I would highly recommend looking at the alphabet stickers from Pretty Little Studio. There are so many for each collection and they will just work with anything. I don't actually keep these stickers with the collections now. I keep them in my drawer of alphabets because I just use them on any layouts really. And then I decided that I wanted to bring in my colour swatch ochre ephemera pieces from 49er Market. I just thought they would work really nicely with the feel of this photo, bringing a little bit more of that mustard colour in. So I've got a little ticket to the left and I'm just going to cut it in half. And then the same with the label that I'd chosen, and they'll be layered up to the left hand side of the photo. And you've seen I also put that little tab at the top, the circular tab, and I'll find a sticker to add to that just to finish it off. And I've added one of my craft tags on the right hand side that I'm just gluing down now. That's just punched with my EK Success tab punch, and that will hold my date. And then I see these stackers and I really like that striped edge, so I'm just going to cut off a little bit of it and stick it underneath the right hand side there. So it just fits neatly with that sticker just peeking out to the right. So now adding that tab. And then I found another ticket that I'm going to add at the top there behind that tab. I just felt those strips were a little bit lonely. They just needed something added to them. I'm trying not to overload this page, but I do want to make sure there's enough on it. So just adding a foam sticker behind that tab as well, because again, with all those layers of paper, it was standing quite proud. So just keeping that flat. And then I'm going to add my journaling at the bottom, and it just says our feelings at this point when we went out for the meal. So I decided that my stenciling hadn't come down quite enough. By the time I've added all my layering and things, I needed to add a little bit more. So I'm just positioning the stencil and just using what's left on my brush and left on the stencil to blend through, trying to match it up as best I can around the page. So you can see just adding a subtle little bit around those edges just to bring that further out, make it more prominent. Almost there. You see, I move it away and then see something else that needs to be added. And then I decide that the layout really could do with a border. It's not often that you'll see me doing a border on a page, but I had that craft card sitting there and thought it might be nice to add the border there. This is something we're going to be carrying at Hey Little Magpie. It's something that I ordered from my supplier to see what the quality was like, and it is as good as if you've had our smooth white cardstock, the quality on the craft is just as good. So watch out in the shop for that coming soon. So just distressing all the edges again of the white cardstock, and I am going to, once I finish distressing, tear a little bit at the bottom corner here, and then I'm going to add some black and white washi behind that. Wasn't very easy because, excuse me, oh sorry, I'm so tired today. It wasn't very easy because the sticky bit wasn't sticking to the layout, of course, it was sticking to everything else. So I wanted to staple it down, but it stuck to the stapler as I was trying to get it in, but I got there eventually. So just using my tiny attacher from Tin Holtz to get those staples on, and then I can stick the entire page down to that craft. I don't bother gutting it because I've got so much cardstock, there's just no need. So here I am adding my ATG, and I just get it done. You can see there it finishes, but there was just enough to go across diagonally. So I'm just going to roll up those edges a little bit more to give a little bit more depth. And then I do decide to come in with some black splatters. I ummed and ahed about this, but decided it definitely needed some black further around the page, rather than just at the bottom and on that Yum title. So first of all, adding my date to a scrap piece of card, and then I'll cut that out and stick that on that tab on the right hand side. It's a great way to do your date as well if you're worried about being wonky when you stamp it down straight onto a tab. There we go, so that's that down, and then another sticker to add to that tab at the top that I talked about, and that circle just fits perfectly there. Just having a look at the other words because I want to fill in that label on the left hand side. So I find one that just says moments, and that works nicely as well. It's nice and pale so it doesn't stand out too much. I sometimes struggle with having words all different directions on a page. So the Yum is pointing to the left, and then that moments is pointing to the right, and then of course the other word stickers are horizontal, but it all works. I'm really pleased with this layout. I hope it's provided some inspiration. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I shall see you soon. Bye.